Mountain of the Cannibal God, a.k.a. Slave of the Cannibal God, a.k.a. Primitive Desires, a.k.a. Prisoner of the Cannibal God, a.k.a. Mountain of the Cannibals, a.k.a. La Montagna del
They kept saying Mater.
Cannibale.
Keep it going. Get all the languages in there.
La Montagna. Summary. Susan Stevenson and her brother Arthur get off a plane in Papua New Guinea looking for her missing husband. They team up with Dr. Edward Foster. The three head into the jungle, get in more than a few fights amongst themselves, and wind up encountering a tribe of long-lost cannibals. Directed by Sergio Martino. Written by Cesar Frugoni.
Caesar?
Cesare.
All right.
I'll fancy it up.
I'll put some spice on that one.
He's speaking in tongues on this episode.
Montagne. Oh, eventually I'm going to be really good at foreign languages. This movie was one of the legendary 72 video nasties that were banned in the UK until 2001. Did you have any notes on this?
Oh, yeah. You got a tagline.
Did you guys watch the uncut?
I watched whatever's on Shudder.
Yeah, whatever that is. What?
There's so many different names. I don't know what's cut, what's not cut, but this is.
How could they have extra shit? Because they threw in some fucking just pointless animal death.
Oh, yeah,
well, we'll get
pretty sure that's the uncut.
I got a tagline: "When the price of lust is death." Distributed by New Line Cinema. This is on Blu-ray. Shameless in 2018, and it's also on Code Red, but I don't know about Code Red. But yeah, got the list of different names for this movie went on and on and on.
Yeah. Really, nice opening credit sequence. Just really lets you know that they don't care about animal rights groups at all.
The girl was a Bond villain, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ursula. What was her name?
Ursula was a Bond villain.
Yeah.
Was her name?
But all this animal shit is like these random ass animals. It looks like some guys like, fuck it, put the snapping turtle in with that gator. They're both.
Yeah, I don't.
They're both assholes, anyways. Fuck them.
I don't need that in my movies.
And that monkey thing, the monkey scene was the worst because you saw that monkey like, I'm going to die now. Like you watched him slowly get strangled to death.
Just
by
looking around.
Yeah. Like accepting his fate.
Wait, just wanting to get it over with.
Yeah. All the fucking animal encounters. There's a falcon and a snake at one point. It seemed like they just throwing shit at things. Like, throw that falcon at that snake, brother. And most of the movie's just walking. I thought it was really fucked up when they stopped. I thought the movie stopped whenever the credits stop at this really weird point and all this text comes up about how New Guinea has unexplored primitive areas. Completely redundant. We could have found that out when we were watching the movie. Yeah. I did. The one thing I really liked about this though was Stacy Keach. I don't know if that's because of Sergeant Stadenko in the fucking Cheech and Chong movies, Shoot the Moon.
He's in Escape from L.A.
I like him a lot, but just take a minute to appreciate him because there's not much.
Frankie said so.
Yeah, because I said so. I like the score a lot, but it was composed by a guy that does a lot of fucking Italian grindhouse movies, so I've probably heard it before. Quentin Tarantino pulled him for Death Proof, so. And I think one of the things I thought was funny was that they give this character a flask. I always think it's weird when they give someone a flask of liquor that they're always drinking out of because he's clearly not a drunk because he would have a lot more. And why would you ever want that? It doesn't make sense.
I don't
just
know.
carry a flask around
In a pinch.
Why aren't they thirsty? They didn't even drink any water.
Would you drink the spit liquor that they drink at the
Oh
tribe?
my God, no! I about threw up. I about lost it. I swear to God, I turned away from the TV.
Well,
I
they
didn't
were
want
like
to see
spitting
it.
in this thing and mixing it up, and then they said it was a strong alcoholic drink or whatever. No, thank you. when Stacy Keach dies, it's kind of just not even a big deal to them. They don't even really care at that point. I don't know why. That's a weird choice for the movie to take. There's a scene where they're gutting this Arthur guy, and the Foley work on that is just a masterpiece. It's I want to know. I looked it up to try to find it. I wanted to see what they used, what they were doing, what they were smashing together, because they're really getting into it. It sounds almost like someone eating a banana, like really loud into a microphone. It's just trying to really gross you out. First time, I'll tell you what, first time I've ever seen a woman insert her finger into her vagina in a non-pornographic movie. Also, first time I've ever seen a representation of bestiality.
Yeah, I was really surprised when she started fingering herself, until 5 seconds later they go straight to a guy lifting up the tail of a pig, just going to town on it. Like, that's raised the bar a bit.
And then they cut a dick off right after that.
Yeah, like the first, what is it? It's an hour. Say an hour and 40 minutes. And the first hour and 15 of this movie, I swear to God, it's just them walking through a jungle,
arguing,
climbing on rocks. And then all of this happens in the last 25 minutes of the movie. Like, it just goes bananas. Like, it just goes to a whole nother.
They're like, these people are actually eating live lizards. You can see these things moving around when they're biting them and shit. I've never liked and hated something at the same time. I gave it a 5 out of 10. The animal abuse was completely pointless, but it could have been fun if they made some different choices. I've never seen all these cannibal films that they made, so I don't know if there's a good one out there. This was,
this one's pretty solidly put together for the ones that I've seen.
Yeah, but
so if that gives you
I get a 5. What did you guys think?
So I don't need all the animal junk in my movie. I've just never been big on cannibal movies. Like, I've seen Cannibal Holocaust and then now this one. Like, I haven't even seen didn't Eli Roth put out one, like Green Inferno or something?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't even got around to seeing that.
I haven't watched that one.
It does have good music. It seems like it's put together well. It's just way too much hiking, and I've read somewhere that this movie, as far as cannibal movies, is paced well. And I'm like, God, well, okay, that explains maybe why I'm not into cannibal movies, because the first hour and 15 minutes was just boring and drug on.
There were, like, around this time when you could, like, the animal shit in there's obviously.
Like, I like Cannibal Holocaust is better than this movie.
You thought?
I think so.
Yeah. But
I'm still not a big fan.
Yeah. For the time frame, they throw this animal shit in just because, like, they're filming in the jungle, and they're filming with
it's just filler. It's
people from real tribes.
Shock value.
Yes.
Filler. It doesn't even look
They're
real.
Just
it looks completely contrived. Like,
yeah, like they just
throw that falcon in there. Get it.
I mean, a lot of times they'll film with real tribes,
and just like pictures of orangutan and some other monkey, just a random picture of them just sitting there.
And I think too, it was back in a time when jungle was less known to normal people. You didn't have Predator and all these big making.
Well, they do all seem to be.
So they almost. And that's the thing about cannibal movies, that they always feel kind of documentary. It always feels like National Geographic, and none of it. The stories always just drag.
That's what this did for me. I gave it a 3.
Yeah, and even in the payoffs, like the end scenes, they're just so ridiculous.
Expected more cannibal shit, less fucking.
And
pigs.
Is it a white midget? Like, he's in it a lot. Like, he's got a couple scenes, but I believe it's a white guy, midget, in the middle of this. I mean, these cannibals. Like, he's clearly not part of them, because he's doing like.
He's like, what are you guys doing over here?
Hopping down on vines and like that. I don't know.
What'd you give it, Jake?
Yeah, I'm with Jason. I give it a 3. I wouldn't rate Cannibal Holocaust any higher though. I haven't. I remember watching a few of them, like
soundtrack in that one is just really good.
16, 17 years old, or with the Faces of Death. Like I remember renting Cannibal movies and Faces of Death early in, maybe even 15, like early on getting into horror, renting them at the VHS store because it just was like, oh, this is going to be the most.
That's so funny about it. You probably had to have your mom or dad like be like, he can rent movies here, and then they're like, you go rent that, and it's like, why would they even fucking have that?
Yeah, and it was like, I remember watching. I don't even remember the names of them. I know Cannibal Holocaust was one. I think I've actually even watched this one before. But there were a few. None of them ever stood out in the Face of Death. I got out of it really early because I found out I didn't care for any of them.
The first movie I got in trouble for renting was Boys in the Hood. They came home and found it in the VCR and started watching it.
Oh no!
Very bad language.
I didn't get in trouble for renting movies.
It was bad.
They never. I got into CDs. Music was the first thing I got in trouble for, but that was 13, 14.
What'd you give us? You gave it a 5?
Yeah.
I gave it a 3 with you.
Yep.
That's
me
Cannibal.
And me and Jared's right.
If you're into cannibal movies,
failed another one.
If you're into cannibal movies, I think this one's right there with, or like around with Cannibal Holocaust. Ish.
Well, yeah. From what I see, they all kind of look the same. They're all like within just a couple of years of each other. Like there was just a big.
Yeah. If that's your scene, and you haven't watched this one, it's probably pretty solid for one. It looks like you just got a group of people that don't care for them.
Yeah, if you're into cannibal movies, I'm pretty sure you've seen this one.
Yeah, I think it's one of the more popular ones.